Alright, so this video is going to be about lower front ball joint removal on 99 Nissan Maximas. So this one is pretty bad. If it's that easy to move, even if you don't feel a lot of play, if everything's all apart, especially if you're doing a CV axle or maybe a wheel bearing, if it plays around that easy, especially if the boot is blown out as bad as it is, it's good to replace it. That boot is going to let water and dirt inside that lower ball joint, and it's going to corrode. It gets scored up and it will fail pretty fast. Procedures for taking off the hub and brake assembly are featured in one of our previous videos. That's going to be the 99 Nissan Maxima wheel bearing removal video, removal and installation. So that's where you go to watch to get up to this point. Alright, so first we're going to pop off the old rubber dust cover that protects the ball joint. Once that's off, you'll be able to easily see this snap ring right here. Alright, you have to get that snap ring off first before you can actually press the ball joint out of the control arm. You need a good pair of snap ring pliers. You can get that at any auto parts store. Relatively cheap. Alright, so we just set up our ball joint pulling tool. Now, all these are a little bit different. You can rent them from various auto parts stores. You just put a deposit on your credit card. You get refunded when you return it. Or you can buy one yourself. So we have this rigged up. Again, they're all a little bit different. So the way we have this rigged up might not be the way you end up rigging it up. And sometimes you just got to kind of make the different flanges and tubes work. And that's pretty much what we've done. So throwing our wrench up at the top, holding it, and as you turn it, the ball joint should begin to press out, and boom, there it goes. That wasn't that bad at all. Cars are generally pretty nice, although sometimes, you know, I've pulled some ball joints out that were frozen in, and it was not fun. And look at that. She popped right out, and they should not be able to be moved around like that. That's indicative of a bad one. Alright, so once the ball joint is out, it's good to spray some oil or cleaner on the actual control arm and wipe it down really good, especially the inside of the bore that the new ball joint's going to press into. Get all that grime and road junk out, gravel, dirt, debris. Get it nice and clean so that the new ball joint presses in without any issues. Alright, we've got the ball joint press all assembled and lined up, and now we're going to start tightening everything together. If you look down here, you'll actually see the ball joint slowly getting pressed in. Again, all of these ball joint presses are a little bit different. You might have to improvise a little bit to get things to work right. Now as you're doing this, you want to watch to see if the ball joint's going in right. Make sure everything's seated together. With stamped steel control arms like this, you want to make sure you're not actually bending them at all, which can happen if you're not careful. For those of you who don't know, that is the classic double wrench method. Helps get a little bit more leverage. I think she's in there.
She's close.
She's close. So you want to periodically stop and check to see how your progress is going. Alright, how's she look?
Pretty good. Yep. She's up in there.
Alright, there you go. Alright, so something you want to do once you have the lower control arm bushing in, check to make sure the snap ring groove actually clears all the way around by sticking it in there and going around the outer circumference. That actually is going in there just perfectly. So now go ahead and put the snap ring on. These can be a little tricky. Might have to finagle the snap ring pliers a little bit. Is she on there?
She's on.
Alright, and that is a fully installed 99 Nissan Maxima lower ball joint. For reassembly instructions, go ahead and finish watching our video on 99 Nissan Maxima wheel bearing installations. It shows the actual reinstallation of the whole hub assembly. Alright, so one of the last steps you want to do once you get the ball joint in is install the grease fitting. Not all of these have this feature, but greasable ones do. Thread it in by hand and then snug it up with the appropriately sized wrench.
They see me rolling greasy.